All right, so picture this, a quiet care home in Southampton. A place that's supposed to be a total sanctuary. But inside, a predator was hiding in plain sight. We're going to get right into the absolutely chilling, calculated deception of a woman named Ghazala Din, who basically turned this place of trust into her own personal hunting ground.
Yeah, that line, it just says it all, doesn't it? It was a performance. Because everything that looked like kindness, well, it was actually just a really, really well-crafted lie. So come on, let's peel back those layers and figure out exactly how she pulled this off.
Okay, so first things first, we have to understand how she built this disguise. I mean, how on earth did Ghazala Din manage to become the single most trusted person in that entire building?
Just try to picture it, right? Families come in for a visit, and who do they see? There's Ghazala kneeling by an armchair, holding a resident's hand, just listening with what looks like absolute, total devotion. I mean, she was the textbook picture of compassion.
And this is how she did it. This wasn't just her being friendly, This was straight up information gathering, but it was all disguised as compassion. Every little detail, a grandson's new job, a daughter's graduation. To her, these weren't just sweet little stories. Nope, they were tools, bricks she was using to build this massive fortress of trust around herself. She got in so deep, she made it literally unthinkable that she could ever betray anyone.
And this right here is the really crucial part. Every single gesture was calculated. The way she'd tilt her head, that soft, caring look in her eyes, even a perfectly timed sigh of empathy. It was all rehearsed. A flawless performance designed for one thing, to completely disarm everyone.
So there you have it. She built the perfect mask. But behind that warm, comforting smile, something else was going on entirely. A very different process. See, she wasn't just caring for these people. She was scouting.
So you have to ask, right? While everyone else is looking at her and seeing this amazing, dedicated carer, what was she seeing? She was scanning the room with a predator's eye. And what was she looking for? It wasn't signs of distress, no. It was signs of opportunity.
And this contrast is just chilling. On one side, you've got what the family saw, this comforting, empathetic friend. And on the other side, what Ghazala saw, which was basically a checklist. Who handles their own finances? Check. Who has very few visitors? Check. Who has a family that's just too distracted or frankly negligent to notice if something goes missing? Check. Every single person was just a potential score.
Every whispered regret she overheard, every casual comment about family, for her, each one became like a little pin on a secret map, a map of vulnerabilities. These weren't just sad stories to her. Oh no, they were entry points. They were weaknesses that she knew she could exploit.
All right, so now we get it. We see the mask, we see the motive. So, how did she actually put the plan into motion? Let's talk about her first victims.
Okay, so her first target was a woman named Eleanor, just a sweet lady whose memory was starting to fade, and this left her in a state of confusion, which unfortunately made her incredibly trusting. For a predator like Ghazala, well, Eleanor was the perfect guinea pig.
And the tactic she used against her? It's a classic textbook case of emotional exploitation. She zoned right in on Eleanor's deepest fears, her feelings of being a burden, of being forgotten by her family, and she just preyed on them.
I mean, just listen to those words she would use. They're so soothing, right? So reassuring. She wasn't positioning herself as a thief, not at all. She was a guardian, a secret keeper. And before long, Eleanor was writing these small checks for causes that, of course, Ghazala had completely made up.
So her next target was a man named Mr. Thompson, and he was different. He was sharp, totally clear-minded, but Ghazala, through all their little chats, had found his one big weak spot, this deep, anxious worry that he wouldn't be able to leave enough money for his grandkids. Now with Mr. Thompson, she had to switch it up. She used a different approach here, a confidence trick. See, she'd already earned his absolute, complete trust. So now she could just slide into the role of a savvy, helpful advisor.
And here's how she did it, a precise 4-step plan. First, play the confidant. Become the one person he feels he can share these deep worries with. Second, use that trust to nudge him, gently suggest he should probably change his will. Third, offer the perfect solution. Oh, I know a trustworthy solicitor. And then, the final crucial step, control the entire outcome, because guess what? That solicitor was a complete fake, an accomplice in her scam. And that right there, that was the key to her whole operation. None of these were big, flashy thefts that would raise alarm bells. It was a necklace pawned here, a small check cashed there, these quiet little crimes that just flew under the radar. But slowly, and oh so meticulously, they all started to add up.
So you have to wonder, what was driving all this? I mean, why take such huge risks for what, at least in the beginning, were pretty small amounts of money? Well, this gets us right to the core of her motivation.
It was plain and simple, really. It was never enough. This wasn't about need. It was about a kind of hunger that could just never be satisfied. Every time she got away with something, it didn't bring her relief. It just poured gasoline on the fire, fueling the desire for more.
And the contrast is just wow. Think about it. By day, she's the smiling angel of this warm, bright care home, but then, by night, she goes back to this damp, silent room, and she's just sitting there, counting the stolen money by lamplight, completely and totally alone with her greed.
You know, there's a line from the source material that just says it all. It perfectly captures that terrifying, two-sided nature of Ghazala Din. The kindness was the bait, the smile was the weapon. And really, that's what this whole story leaves you with. This isn't just about one con artist and one care home in Southampton. It forces us to ask a much bigger, much more unsettling question. In all the places that are built on trust, how many other people are out there hiding in plain sight, just performing a role that they know by heart?